Hello, everyone. Good evening. How are you guys doing today? Hello, lamp, thug, hat, chaos. Hello. Hello. Sorry for the delay. As I said, I look at the time when I got home and I was like, oh, I have enough time to like do some exercise and then shower. And then after I did some exercise, I was like, oh, it's gonna be 7 already. And I need to shower and like eat. So I push it back. And then I got distracted by something else. So that's what I had you in the waiting screen for so long, because I was finishing my hot dogs. Is it time to lay waste to this world? Maybe? Sorry, I'm looking at Discord. Thanks for waiting for my power to come back. Yes, exactly. It was all exactly as planned. Feeling better than yesterday? Oh yeah, no, I was feeling fine yesterday. Thanks for waiting for me to get Taco Bell. Let's go. I just remember that I wanted to write an announcement before this on the Discord. You mentioned the game was stressing you out at the end there? No. It tenses me up. So like I get all tense and then my muscles hurt. Different from stress. I was too locked in, yeah. Anyway, might as well just do this now. I'm setting up a new rule. I wanted to do it before stream, but here we are, so I'm gonna do it now. Still sucks to have happened. Oh no, I'm sorry, Chaos. I think you're taking it more seriously than it actually is. I can't go for too long with Sonic games because I get tense because of the speed. But it's not like it causes me anything. Reggie, not now. It's always cat's time? No. What the fuck do I do there? Can I do Control B on Discord? I think I can. Yes. How do I start this? Typing. It's the old cat time when you're paying attention to something that's not the cat, so true. How dare I? How do I word this? I will always have zombies at the least opportune times. It's true. My cats start fighting each other on our bed when I'm sleeping, and I'm like, why? Go do it somewhere else. Can confirm. Fighting over prime real estate. True. It is no longer permitted. Reggie, I'm trying to type here. Yeah, she likes to stand here. I think she might be hungry because she didn't but that's her fault because I gave her food. She only ate a little and then Isu went and ate her food. So now she has to wait until her third and last meal of the day. Oh man, that's so sad, Chaos. Do-do-do-do. It's been a few years, but you never forget. Yeah, like you know, they're still like important family members. Sorry for the silence. I'm locked in here typing. I could do this after stream, but like I'd rather do it now and get it out of the way. Alright, Kale, see you. Me typing mean comments on Discord. Dun, dun. Cyberbullying, yeah, I'm cyberbullying all of you. Well, not all of you, but let me just double read this to make sure it's okay. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, all right, it's good. There it goes. For the people that don't want to go into the Discord, I'll be adding this to my YouTube rules and Twitch rules. Anyway, later on. But yeah, the new rule is it is no longer permitted to bring up other games, as in to ask about other games that I'm streaming during other streams. So, you know, so like, no, like, oh, hey, when are you going back to this? Or when are you going to stream this again? Not only is it off topic, it has gotten annoying because I've gotten a lot of comment. This comes up, you will see on Discord, I've already on Discord too. This comes up specifically because of Reverse Collapse, which is a game that I really want to get back to, but due to scheduling, it's hard for me to find time for it. Because also I try to fit it on the weekend slots, so more people that are interested in that game can tune into it, instead of like the weekday schedules that might not work for them, since, you know, a lot of them are Southeast Asia and around those places. And I repeatedly get comments and jokes about, you know, how I'm gonna finish the game in like 2070, or like when am I gonna get back at it again, or whenever I'm like thinking about what to do next week, people will be like, oh, no Reverse Collapse. And it gets annoying real quick. And also, I'm the kind of person that has kind of a contrarian personality. So, you know, the more you insist, the less desire I have to get back to it. And I don't want that to be the case, because I really want to go and finish the game, because I know it's good and I know I'm gonna enjoy it. But it's been slowly killing my enjoyment, that it's to have it constantly brought up whenever I'm doing anything else. So yeah, that comes up for that game in particular, but you know, just applying it as a rule for general stuff. So unless I ask specifically, you know, like sometimes I ask like, oh, which game should I get back to after I'm done with this? Unless I ask, no more bringing up like, hey, when are you gonna stream this, or when are you gonna get back to this, etc, etc. So yeah, that is the rule. It is enforceable as of now. And yeah, that's it. Thank you. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk, and for sitting here in silence while I typed in silence. Someone's gonna get shot for bringing up Final Fantasy XI. Maple is exempt of it, just because her Final Fantasy XI obsession is kind of funny. But you know, see, she is the exception and not the norm. Hello, Doc. So yeah, with all that said, yeah, it got kind of late, but anyway, I am here now. We're gonna hunkers. I need to open the game. I didn't check if my wavelength was working. It should be working fine since I was using the computer yesterday. Chat should know the difference between friends and chat when it comes to rule breaking. Exactly. Honkers but donkers. But yeah, you know, when it's friends, sometimes, you know, you get things light because you poke fun at each other. But chat is like, I love you guys, but I mean, except for like one or two of you, or like some of my friends drop by sometimes. But I mean, aside from them, we're not really friends, guys. I love you guys, but exactly, we're friends, but not that friends. Not that kind of friends. We are stream friends. She hates us. Yes, I hate all of you. Translate from Korean. Where there's no Korean in here. We've been playing somewhere even darker than the friend zone. My immersion. No, Irma. But yeah, I'll be adding the rule to my YouTube rule list as soon as I figure out a way to shorten it from everything I wrote on Discord. The chat zone. So yeah, anyone breaking the rule will be timeout on site. And if it you know, repeat offenders get the boot, get the ban. What rule? The no Irmas rule? Yeah, exactly. No Irmas allowed. I'm sorry, Irma. No, it's just a rule that I wrote on Discord. The short of it is no more bringing up, or no more asking when X or Y game will be streamed. When it's added, maybe a pin reminder to reread the rules. Smart. Wow, Belhan, you're so smart. You're not welcome in the summer garden for cookies anymore. No! But yeah, that's it. That's the rule. Cheers. If not, I will end you personally. Who has reacted to it? I'm gonna have your names here. Never mind, I can't see your names because I have streamer mode enabled. But yeah, we're getting back to Honkers. I usually try to keep this for Fridays, but I won't be available this Friday until late at night, so we're doing it now and hoping for the best. You can say if I was a streamer, someone asked me why XML, you say because I can. Yeah, no, exactly. You know, that's the approach I've been getting, but you know, like after the millionth time, it does get tiring. And also, as Belhan says, some fantastic because it's a challenge. Duck with all the names. But yeah, so we're doing Honkers today. I thought about doing more Sonic, but I don't want to skip too many Honker weeks, so I can get back to the game. And to get back to the game, I need to finish reading this first because I am, as you know, I am insane and have decided to read all the extra material instead of just playing the game like normal people will do. We don't do that here. My feed has been full of Honkers. Anyway, let me see studio mode. Make sure it's showing the right thing. It is. Anyway, let's go. Not reading? Impossible, we don't do that here. Exactly. I also consider starting like a Felion on Friday, but then I remember, oh wait, it's my birthday. I can't do a stream on that day. So we'll just start on Saturday. Do not expect me to roll on a stream because I will roll the moment Cool K is available. Well, maybe not the moment because I think the banner opens during work, but on that same day, how dare you stream on your birthday? I wouldn't have issues streaming on my birthday. It's just that, you know, family will call me. Tomorrow, yeah, her banner is tomorrow, but I don't know the time. I didn't check the time. But if it's in the morning, I roll before going to work. If not, I'll roll in the evening when I get back from work. No stream, bad. You go spend time with family. I have no family here. But yeah, I gotta be ready for the phone calls, you know, from my parents, from my aunts, from my grandma, from my uncles. Sometimes they all call me together because sometimes sometimes my aunts and uncles get together at my grandma's house and they'll call me from there. So it's only one phone call. But sometimes it isn't, and I have to be ready for many phone calls. Oh, that you've gotten so big, yeah. Canadian grandma. Oh yeah, Canadian grandma might also call me. But yeah. That's why I don't stream. I mean, I'm gonna be streaming. I'm gonna be doing the ASMR test, but that's gonna be later at night, when all of them should be asleep already. That's my natural look. I trust. But yeah, let's go. Let's go to see if I can read at least 2 chapters. This visual novel is turning out to be longer than I expected. It's been fun, but it's just been longer than I expected. So yeah, let's go! Why is the audio not playing? I don't know. There we go. No, you will see my Firefox bar. I need to move this. Ugh. There we go, perfection. I didn't see her Firefox bar. I missed all the fanfics she has bookmarked. I have no bookmarks. Honestly, I'm sorry to disappoint. Alright, Joe. Thank you for dropping by. Ooh, spring rolls. I love spring rolls. But yeah, what chapter were we? I have it written down, but I don't remember. I think it's 5. Where's my Trello? I saw the Fuhuakiana vampire you have bookmarked. I've realized that how do they call it again? I forgot. Fukia, I think. I realized that it's apparently quite popular. I see a lot of fan art, and I'm like, huh. Interesting. Where is the hunkers? Where is it? So yeah, we were going on to chapter 6. Your girlfriend showed him to you? So does that mean that now one of you is Fuhua instead of me? I always see a lot of like Kiame and Fuhua, Kiana, and Mei with Alicia. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on in the Honkai universe? I will see at some point. First, we're reading about these nerds. So they were all going to Honkai Impact 4th wheel. I see. I really love how early on, you have Kiana and Mei just constantly making eyes at each other, and then there's Bronya. when she was still maidenless. But yeah, we had all these nerds that you can see here. They're all nerds. They're going to Yellowstone for some fucking reason. They study the Honkai, but I'm just like, so far this has been really kind of a slice of lifey. But I mean it's Honkai, so I'm sure things will go wrong. But so far everything is okay. So far everything is okay. They're just on a road trip on Yellowstone. You know, nothing bad. Nothing bad. For now. Will we get to the bad today? I don't know, we shall see. But yes, we have Einstein here, the Einstein, Tesla, the blonde guy, Joyce, no, Welt, no. I forgot how they call him, I always forget. Schrodinger. I forgot who the green-haired girl is, but yeah. And they're all kind of fruity because, of course, it's Honkai. So yeah, let's jump to chapter 6. Green-haired girl is so me during road trips. You also sleep with your feet on the car on the car dashboard. You could have forgot she couldn't be too important. They're all just stigmatas in the game. They're not even characters. To be fair, I think Einstein at least shows up. Einstein and Tesla, I think they show up in the story because they have sprites. I've seen them during events. But anyway, let's continue. Chapter 6. Dun, dun, dun. 6 fauna. A legally distinct set of fauna. Reggie! I'm trying to read here. What do you want, baby? Ooh. Off she goes. She does not want my attention. Let me adjust the volume a little. I think that should be alright. I think that's better, actually. Reggie appearing was perfectly like, yeah, I was like, oh wow, Schrodinger. I love her hat. I love her design in general, actually. I'm sad that she's not a playable character. Parking here.
Mountain time, 11:38. We arrive at Yellowstone Lake. Here's a lunch I prepare for everyone in the morning. Let's eat while we walk.
No, my voice thingy is not working. Why? Oh, there we go. Okay, that was easier than expected. Wait, let me take this moment to fix my shit here. Since it's easier than expected, I just need to go reselect things. Link stream. Woohoo! I need to change the icon though. Why is the icon like that? Okay, the icons I might do later because I need to actually look at them, and I don't wanna. She gave me the Danganronpa character vibe. Wow, I'm not sure if I should take that as a compliment or an insult. It was back when Koi writers were still a bunch of hardcore geeks trying to specify the make and manufacturer of the car. Yeah, I've noticed. I'm like, why are they being so specific about the car? Or like the tools? It's neither valid. Anyway, now with my thing fixed. After a long and arduous trek, the Volkswagen Type 2 camper van is finally given the chance to rest its weary engine in the West Thumb parking lot. As the group file out one by one from the camper van, Schrödinger announces the obvious details of their destination to the group, in her usual stilted voice. On the north side of the parking lot, an area designated Duck Lake is surrounded by a temporary perimeter fence, marked by a restricted area sign. The local police have set up a center box nearby. Plank gives them a cordial and familiar greeting. Then leads the group through the fence into the enclosed area. That was the name of the green-haired girl. She's Plank. Mega tear specification, yeah. One way you'll know they put heart and a lot of imagination into it, yeah. Passing through the fence, it becomes clear that Duck Lake had long ago been drained of water, and the lake bed now lies in full view of everyone. Walt is puzzled as to why the scene before him resembles a stone pit or quarry instead of an actual lake. Your name is Plank, can't you walk? Come on. Did she just hide behind Walt? Tesla furrows her brow and immediately ducks behind Walt to hide in his shadow. She seems to have noticed something.
What's the matter? What rotten luck. Of all the times it could happen, it just had to be today.
Huh?
Lost and confused, Will begins looking around in all directions, searching for an answer. But all he seems to notice is a group of people,
dressed impeccably in black, riding an open-top elevator from the bottom of the lake, heading up towards them. And this group appears to be led by a woman dressed in a masculine leisure suit and wearing a ponytail. She certainly cuts an extraordinary figure. Are we gonna see a sprite? At the same time, Walt can feel Tesla frantically tracing circles on his back with a finger. It's not the same Walt, no. This is Walt Joyce. I think that was his name. What is wrong with you, Dr. Tesla?
Hi, Nancy. Already finished with your tour?
Ignoring Tesla and Walt mumbling to each other, Plank greets the arriving personnel in a calm and collected manner. Oh, hello! Good evening. The gaze of Nancy passes by Planck and Schrödinger before resting upon Einstein and the others. Are these all your students?
It can be said so.
The long-haired big sister narrows her eyes and stares at Walt.
Actually, we are members of the Imperial Institute of Lab 42. Imperial Institute.
The lady in menswear appears to be stunned for a few seconds.
From London?
Dialog box design screams early 2010s. Yeah!
Yes.
Where can I? Oh fuck. I thought it would close like all the buttons on the top. Let me use press quickly till we get to where we were. It wasn't too much into it anyway.
No.
Here we go. From London, yes. Oh. With a faint smile, she walks up to the front of Walt's face and begins staring, her two eyes gazing at a position just behind Walt's back. The hand-drawing circles on his back stops, as if on cue. The lady takes one step closer. Walt feels like their noses are about to bump into each other. Although Walt can hardly breathe properly, the other person's gaze remains fixated on a specific spot behind Walt's head, as though Walt himself is a cloud of transparent air. Should I perhaps move out of the way?
Of course. Be my guest.
She doesn't even bother to make proper eye contact with the young man. Hey yo? Hey yo? Is this another Hoyo special? What do you mean sniff? Is she sniffing her? What is wrong with you? The menswear lady extends her neck and begins sniffing around Tesla's body. I see!
What are you doing?
Sniff a sniff.
Hey, that's sexual harassment.
She just keeps going. Hello? What is your problem? This bitch is gay. Good for them. Good for them. Call HR. The menswear lady sounds like a Japanese urban legend. The menswear lady will corner you at night and sniff a sniff. Now.
Einstein, Planck, Schrödinger, are you going to come and help me deal with her?
Sniff.
Enough! What the hell are you doing? If you keep doing that, I'm going to get real angry.
Oh? She must smell really good. The menswear lady abruptly straightened her posture to an upright position. That grin. What's her issue?
That will indeed be really scary. I remember that. 1 year. You got just a teeny bit angry. Then you almost had my office burned down to a crisp. Isn't that right?
With a faint smile, she slowly recounts, word by word, what apparently sounds like a rather horrifying incident.
Then I said it was not my fault. But still, I think it was a good thing that your building burned down and collapsed. You cheapskate.
On the opposite side of the ring, Tesla refuses to back down or show any weakness, instead tossing back a look of disdain.
I cannot communicate with someone like you, who lacks common sense in fiscal matters. I cannot communicate with spoiled, filthy rich brats who grew up in privilege and wealth.
Eat the rich.
Do you know what kind of people I hate the most? Those who speak of liberal democracy, of benevolence, justice, propriety, and virtue, yet they conduct research on weapons of mass destruction dedicated to achieving world domination.
Wow, okay, called out much?
Don't you feel just a little bit conflicted, Miss Tesla? Yes, you're not fond of inventing weapons. But do you think that, even if you stop inventing new weapons, there'll be no more people dying from wars? There'll be a day when both sides of a war will no longer be able to bear the cost of starting one. And that is your responsibility as inventors to bring about such a day.
Wait, I'm failing to follow the logic here. I mean, I kind of see the logic, but also I'm like, what point are you trying to make here?
This is the only way to end all war. What else did your family do apart from filling their coffers, winning the approval and praise of the pampered rich? Can there ever be a higher purpose to such a lifestyle? What is this about a General Electric company, or should I say General Pathetic company? You really went ahead and said it. Of course I dare say it. I'm exercising the bare minimum of my right to free speech.
Okay then. Free speech. Oh no, what you gonna say now? For a shit! Okay.
For a loser bitch who refuses to speak politely. A minor mishap, maybe consider a major blessing, don't you think?
The mouth of the menswear lady twitches a little, and she makes a gesture as though she is signaling for someone.
You... What are you thinking of doing?
What do you think I want to do? The menswear lady cocks her head innocently to one side.
Hey, this is happening in broad daylight.
Poor Tesla becomes even more nervous when she sees the other person feigning innocence. Is she laughing now?
Eh?
The menswear lady cannot hold it in anymore. Without any hesitation, she begins laughing heartily towards the sky, and the previous feeling of tension and aloofness completely evaporates.
You scoundrel! What are you laughing at all of a sudden?
Forget HR, call the asylum real.
Nothing in particular. The other woman tries hard to hold back her laughter. I just wanted to say something like that once in a while. And your response was really amusing. How could you be so cute? You... pervert!
What is the chemistry there? I'm so confused. A few minutes later, anyway.
I do understand the current situation. The menswear lady, who had long since recovered her cool demeanor, nods indifferently. The investigation will be left to you.
Pew pew. The chemistry is simply volatile, I see.
My students are simply terrific. The long-haired big sister makes an exaggerated motion to imitate the firing of a submachine gun.
Are they friends or lovers? I'm so confused. Yes. They're in a Honkai game, which is even worse.
Yes, indeed. Especially that red-haired one. She seems full of fighting spirit now. Oh, that's a good look. You should keep it up. The menswear lady suddenly reaches out and pats Sensla's head, before straining away without so much as a second thought. Abominable. This woman. You wait and see. As payback for today's events, I must redouble my efforts. That person just now. She was a bit scary, wasn't she? Walter scratches his head, completely oblivious to the context underlying that entire interaction.
Me too, Wilt. Just make cut already, yeah. Oh, okay.
Nancy Thomas.
Oh, I see. Of course it had to be someone.
Nancy Thomas Alva Edison, the patron of the North American branch, can be considered the actual person in charge. Many people in private refer to her as Princess Nancy. Is it because she's always so overbearing and arrogant? So aggressive and moody? Not only that, thanks to her family, this person is very, 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 very rich. With much deliberation and contained anger, Tesla recites a total of 5 berries. It is fair to say that she bought out the entire North American branch. Isn't she a very powerful person then? It should be said that she is more powerful than you could ever imagine. Red Twintails pouts with a slightly despondent expression.
I love how the narration never uses her names.
She's undoubtedly a genius, whether it be the art of invention or the art of business. She's still a genius. If you don't consider some of her other qualities, she's indeed an outstanding, extraordinary person. That's... We have a conflict in ideologies. On top of that, personal grievances. Anyway, forget it. It'll get annoying if you keep asking. Unfortunately, Tesla did suffer a bit during her internship under Edison.
Oh, she was in an internship with her, okay.
Let's just consider the two of them as having an ill-fated, star-crossed relationship.
What does that mean? I need answers. Forget the Honkai, this is the answers that I need.
As Professor Planck explains, she takes her turn to pat Twintail's head. This time, she does not offer any resistance. Anyway, we should end discussion on this topic.
Schrödinger glances grudgingly at Tesla, pulls out her ID card, and swipes it on the activating device of the elevator. I love that I have no idea who the fuck is third wheel in here. Like, everyone is just jealous of someone else's relationship. It's crazy.
Let's hurry up and enter the ruins. And while we were advancing toward the center, to which all weight is drawn, I, shivering in that eternally cold shadow, I know not if it was weird or destiny or chance. So cold, so cold. This is how it is with an open top elevator. Please bear with it just a little longer. Nara, Assistant Weld, such a delicate flower. I'm really struggling at 5 degrees below zero.
That's nothing. You're weak.
Really looking forward to seeing you in January when it's minus 20 degrees. Just to see your reaction.
That's fucking cold. Can confirm.
Sorry, I really don't like the cold. Then we're hard to train your body. After my stage, I want to take you to the Antarctic. Even you, Einstein? Even you?
Einstein, my beloved. F or C? I assuming it's Celsius. Since, this was not made by Americans. But also I don't know how cold it can get in Yellowstone, so...
This is... Although it is difficult for anyone, half frozen in the cold wind, to express any sort of emotion, Welt's eyes betray his great shock at the scene before them. It is a large, solemn, yet incongruous-looking door. The heavy-duty metal door is covered in many scratches accumulated over many millennia. Yet on the panel surface one can still clearly distinguish a line of simple but odd text.
Ah yes, of course.
Eva Dagami Tashi Hanu.
Yes, exactly what he said.
For the next generation, to fight, it is up to us. It is for the future that we must fight. That's an approximation of its meaning. The Fiend's voice becomes a little tense and excited. Truly a professional. You can even translate it directly. Well, well. The librarian scratched his head, embarrassed.
It's just that, compared to the others, I have access to research materials that are a lot closer to the original source, I guess. Besides, if it is an audiovisual resource, I can only ask my student, someone better qualified to interpret in my stead.
Ask a student? Even then, you are already talented enough. After all, humans cannot compete with machines. We digress. The long-haired big sister snaps her fingers. Shall we all enter? Everyone?
Wait, we're actually going inside? Oh!
Walking through the ruins while chewing on a meaty burger. For Walt, this is truly a novel experience. The structure of the ruins is reminiscent of the ancient city of Petra, as seen in a certain geographic magazine, or some dwarven city as described by Tolkien. Of this. Oh, it has description, Petra. It's an ancient city in Jordan. Historically, it had been a major trading town situated strategically on a main thoroughfare, and allowing transactions between the east and the west. Petra is a very unique city. Its entrance is a narrow canyon about 1.5 kilometers long, surrounded by cliffs. All the main buildings in the city had been carved out from the rusted sandstone cliffs. Interesting. In the huge underground cavern, high-powered floodlights, marked with a General Electric trademark, pour bright light upon both naturally formed stalactites and artificially carved buildings, alike. Remnants of individual rooms are scattered about, as though there were stars under a night sky. These structures are connected by ancient plank walkways made from metal resembling stainless steel. And the utilitarian, industrial design of it all gives one a sense of solidity and reliability. The crumbling fences and dilapidated walls, together with the scrap machine equipment, form a complex labyrinth. The entire lamentful scene is reminiscent of Pompeii, buried under volcanic ash. Pompeii! Pompeii was one of the ancient Roman cities and was buried by the volcanic ash erupting from Mount Vesuvius on August 24, 79 AD. Since the time Pompeii was permanently fixed at August 24, 79 AD, historians and archaeologists could learn much about the life of many Romans during the 1st century. For a historian like Elias Nokian Virtanen, such a scene is undoubtedly eye-opening. In fact, he begins behaving like a child visiting a museum for the first time, excitedly taking notes, lying flat on the ground, observing various minutiae, without any regard for his own dignity or the presence of others.
Let the man cook. Oh my god. What do you have in your mouth? Whoa! MILA!
With tomato sauce on his face, Dr. Nokian Virtanen is completely mind-blown.
He's very calm, yeah. Oh, isn't that a GECK? What are all these things that are you saying, man?
Spitting breadcrumbs from his mouth, Dr. Nokian Virtanen dances and gesticulates with joy.
Look! There are formulas left on this blackboard. Alas, it is too faint, and I can't get the general gist of it. Speaking of which, what was the name of that one theory you guys were studying? Something about M theory, right?
With cream-covered fingertips, Dr. Nokian Virtanen attempts to pull someone over. One after another, the girls begin to distance themselves from this man who has cast aside all self-restraint, probably because they cannot tolerate his wild enthusiasm. Weaklings. Schrödinger. Yes. This place is actually very sturdy in construction. After tucking away the wrapping paper from her eaten lunch, Mophead directs her searchlight towards a reinforced bracket at the top of the cavern. Most of these difficult-to-spot brackets are overgrown with stalactites, so it is clear that the supports are not modern creations. The corkscrew core nuts and rapidly devours the last piece of sandwich in her hand. That's right. The supporting structure is intact. There is no risk of falling rocks. So all this rubble at the bottom. The destruction must have been man-made, yes? Can't be wrong about that. For an invasion? Infighting? Infectious disease? Who knows? That will be the Finns.
Shh. Don't mention him.
Schrödinger was midway through her response when Einstein suddenly places her index finger on her own lips.
You hear that? It seems like there is some noise.
Schrödinger shakes her head.
I can't hear anything either.
Tesla speaks in a hushed tone.
Can you guys hear?
A very tiny but very sharp, piercing sound. A little bit like tinnitus.
Tinnitus? How the fuck do you say that?
Einstein closes her eyes, jams her pinky finger into both ears, twists them around a few times, then suddenly pulls them back out.
Nope, the noise is still there. I'm not hallucinating. But we really cannot hear anything, no?
The Finn, who had finally wiped his face clean, stares blankly at Walt.
Well, I can't hear anything either.
Walt also shakes his head.
Mosquito tone.
Planck places a palm to her forehead.
In fact, seems to be an extremely high-frequency mosquito tone. Even Nicola cannot hear it anymore.
Can you tell where the source of the noise is, Lizard?
I'll try.
Moplet closes her eyes, places both hands to her ears, and concentrates on determining the direction of that tiny piercing noise. Tesla hurries forward and holds her arm, guiding her along the path.
What's a mosquito tone?
Weld has absolutely no idea what the scientists are busy doing this time.
In simple terms, it's an ultrasound that only a minor can hear. It's most likely caused by some man-made facility that is still operational down here.
A minor? Do they mean like... Oh, wait, they actually... Okay. Mosquito tones are tones specifically produced by special sound waves with frequencies of around 17.4 kHz. The ear's hearing of these sounds begins to decline sharply after the age of 18, and they can't be heard at all by the age of 25. On the other hand, everyday imitations of mosquito sounds, including those from real mosquitoes, produce sound waves with frequencies of about 8 kHz, which can be heard by most people with normal hearing. Interesting. The more you know.
Focused on helping Einstein, Tesla gives a few words of explanation without looking back at him.
There is a wall in front. Be careful of the step. Wait, this is the dead end. We need a detour.
Following Einstein's lead, the group slowly ventures into the depth of the ruins. Along the way, in addition to those baffling installations from the previous civilization, there are also many relics from more recent times. Numerous bones, unweathered and intact, early 19th century rifles, and even some tents that were apparently from the local Shoshone tribe.
Real, by the way? Damn.
What are these?
Even Weld understood that the rifle in front of him, along with the other objects, could not have been more than 200 years old.
Don't know.
The Finn shakes his head.
To such a location on the ground, I cannot figure out how there could be traces of current civilization activity.
Could it be an investigator previously hired by your organization? Impossible. I never heard of our organization working with indigenous tribes.
So, has this place ever been used as a refuge by indigenous people?
Do you think they could have had the ability to drain the lake above us?
With the world always changing, perhaps at one point in time, this lake did not exist?
Even so, how did they get through that large front door, which literally required hydraulic pumps to breach from the outside?
That's...
Shh. Shh.
Planck makes a gesture, signaling them to please speak more softly.
If you are really curious, I think there's a famous quote in a novel that fits the situation just now.
Oh, French!
L'homme sagesse était tout entière dans ces deux mots. Attendre, espérer.
Oh, I thought they were gonna translate it. Well, good luck, guys. Oh, I can't see the log anymore. Well, good luck, guys. It was something about... humanity's wisdom is contained in these two words. Wait and hope. Something about those lines.
I think this is the spot.
The group is sculpted in front of a room deep into ruins.
Thank you for your effort. Cover your ears and rest a while. Leave the opening of the door to us.
Planck urges Einstein, while at the same time studying the mechanism on the containment door. Crunch. To everyone's surprise, the mysterious door opens with only a light tug from Plank.
I'm not that rough a woman, you know? Nobody cares, Professor.
Oh yeah, this looks very much not ancient.
On the other side of the door is an abnormally clean room. On all four walls, some material resembling plastic wallpaper has already liquefied and crumbled away. But remarkably, the ivory-colored table in the center of the room is almost spotless. On the table sits a weird machine with many tubular protrusions. Within it, red and green fluorescent lights flicker incessantly.
There shall be no more strange noises from now on.
Schrödinger picks up the weird machine from the table and takes out a bar-shaped, battery-like object from its base.
From the look of its structural design, this should be an ultrasonic generator. I don't know how it could have remained functional for so long. Ultrasound. So the mosquito tone was just a secondary effect.
Blanca lifts a portable torch over her shoulder and looks back out toward the door.
Listener, can you still hear that sound?
I'm probably butchering that word, but I'm sorry.
No, it's gone.
To show that she is indeed no longer affected, the girl walks through the door with her head raised.
Wait, this is...
Suddenly, the girl's eyes widen. Aided by the torchlight on someone's shoulder, she is able to notice something on the ceiling.
They're probably gonna read it out loud, but I'm gonna try to read it from the picture anyway. To the youngs who came here, I leave the last solium to you, Knight of Maiden Castle, Londinium Door A. H. Londinium Doyer or Doiv A. Okay, that makes sense. No, this can't be. This.
The Finn, upon raising his head, exclaims in surprise.
Isn't that English? Modern English.
It's really true. That writing is...
To the young ones who come here, I leave the last solium to you, Knight of the Maiden Castle, H. Londinium Doyer A.
Hello, PCU. What is this?
Schrödinger? The machine you're holding, is it missing something? Well, let me see.
Corkscrew Ponytail places the mysterious machine on the ground and begins dismantling it.
It should open up here. Oh, there is indeed a cavity in it. And a receptacle. An ultrasonic solium recorder?
Tesla's eyes suddenly flash with excitement.
It must be this aged person who wants to entrust us with the data in the solium. So, could it be some very important data?
Schrödinger places the mystery machine back on the table, then gestures before the excited Twin Tails.
It must be that this aged somebody had hidden it in a location that is more secure, or better concealed, don't you think?
What have you missed so far? They drained a lake, they went like down all the way, they found some ruins, and now they found a lab with some weird writing on the roof, on the ceiling.
So why did he or she do this? Wouldn't it be better to leave it intact if you want to give it to future generations to study?
Also, yeah, there was the girl version of Edison was flirting ? With the girl version of Tesla. It was strange. But it was sure a thing that happened.
Maybe this person had some urgent reason to transfer the solium to a new location? So you want to say that some ancient person had taken the solium and left this clue for us?
Schrödinger shrugs her shoulders in a non-committal manner.
In that case, shouldn't there be a clearer hint? And not some vague, ambiguous text. No matter how you look at it, it seems more likely that someone has stolen the solium and is now pulling our leg. Well... Furthermore, according to this reasoning, we are not the first.
Londonderry, a city in Northern Ireland. All of a sudden, and out of the blue, the moped who had been silent all this time speaks up. The Twintles who had been lost for words have suddenly reached an epiphany.
Yes! Londinium was the old name for London in ancient Rome. Yeah? Wait. Why Northern Ireland?
Of all the places whose name includes the word London, only Londonderry has the nickname Maiden City or Castle. This is because, historically, it has never been captured by foreign enemies.
Also, we get history lessons from this.
Londonderry, called Derry, from Gaelic Doir, by the Irish, is a city in the northwestern part of Northern Ireland in the United Kingdom, and is also the county seat of Londonderry County. The city has the nickname Maiden City, because its walls have never been hit by artillery shells during the recent wars. It is also one of the very few cities in Europe whose walls have never been breached. For the average person, the city's popularity is likely to come from song Londonderry Air. I don't know that song. Incidentally, Doir is also Gaelic for Derry, so that's double the evidence.
Oh, that's it?
Twintos looked admiringly at her roommate. Oh my god, they were roommates.
That may be just a coincidence still.
Schrödinger is still not particularly convinced.
How in the world can there possibly be such a coincidence? From a mathematical perspective, don't even talk about it. Even the conception and birth of a person is a zero probability event. Don't talk to me about mathematics! What does this have to do with maths? Ahem.
Saying that the direction of the two girls' dispute has slowly deviated off track, Big Sister Plank deliberately clears her throat. At the moment, we cannot confirm anything yet. I do have an idea, but I don't know whether you'll agree. Before introducing her proposition, she gives Tesla a sly glance. Late night, the next day.
Why are we suddenly on a plane? What are these jumps? Honkai team. They were roomies, right?
On the flight back to London, a terminally bored Weld returns to playing cards with her box. One more round of that single-player game called Solitaire, and he felt he could vomit. Einstein again has a book covering her face, and Taylor is again asleep and sprawled all over her seat. As for the Finn who was there before, he is no longer on this plane at all.
After today's investigation, I suggested we divide our troops to follow two paths.
The previous day, at the cavern beneath Yellowstone Park, Professor Big Sister proposed her idea.
The Lab 42 team shall return to London to investigate the clues of this certain HA person. We, the North American branch, shall continue to excavate these historical ruins. Oh, it'll be better for Dr. Nokian Virtanen to stay here and aid us. Your translation skills will be even more useful here.
That should be no problem, as long as both Einstein and Tesla agree.
It won't be a bad idea to leave the expert on ancient writing with us.
It seemed that even Schrödinger was quite satisfied with this arrangement.
No problem from our side as well.
On the other hand, Tesla was all too eager to speak on behalf of Lab 42.
In addition, I have already spoken with Edison.
and I will return to the headquarters as soon as possible to report on behalf of the North American branch. Conveniently, I'll be on the same flight as Lab 42. Huh? Schrödinger was apparently unaware of this.
Shouldn't she attend the debriefing in person?
To let our Princess Nancy go and meet the council. I don't have to say anything, and you can probably imagine the scene that will cause. The long-haired professor laughed bitterly. Recently, there have been more and more conflicts between our branch and headquarters. If I go in here instead, the communication will run just a little smoother.
That just sounds like a procrastination tactic.
The corkscrew ponytail sighed.
Since Her Royal Highness made the branch business, we have not had a good relationship with that group of old codgers.
They seem to be friendlier even with the Soviets. Big Sister shrugged. But to be honest, in their eyes, being who they are, the nation, the economy, and other such things, from surface society, these are all but simple toys to them.
After all, they seem to think that only the Valkyries can really solve problems.
It would be nice if the efficiency of the prototype mecha can be increased 2 to 3-fold. Planck reassuringly patted Schrödinger's head. As long as we continue to make such advances in our technology, our delaying tactics will not be in vain. In case anyone has forgotten, Valkyries are like the girls that fight the Honkai. So like Kiana, Mei, Bronya, etc. They're all Valkyries. So bored. You, won't you come play with your sister? At some point in time, the long-haired big sister had leapt into the seat next to the young man. Forgive me, but I must refuse. It seems that the young man's social status has not yet reached the bottom of the food chain. Wow! It stresses me out that they leave the ARA. It's kind of a little pet peeve of mine when they leave these Japanese expressions in writing. But I mean, yeah, it's whatever. But it's just like start in Japanese. Why am I so quickly despised? The other person plays around with the hair by her ear and pouts delicately. Who are you to blame? Just a while ago, you pulled me over to tell me a bunch of really bad jokes. Chip. Don't tell me that you still wish to continue.
Scientists clearly have all kinds of hobbies.
The long-haired big sister puts on a pitiful face. Compared to eating, drinking... Whoring? Okay, that is a word that they used. Gambling and so on. Why does it to occupy you with a little joke? From my perspective, is it because you only have my students in your heart? You despise your big sister for being too old, don't you? No, that's not true. Why would you think so? Boring? It isn't what I think it is, right? It probably is. It probably is what you think it is. Which is why I'm like, oh wow, they sure use that word. Then come and play with me. So, Professor, can you at least explain what you want to play? What sort of things would a little brother be interested in? Since the others are sleeping, how about we go on a date? Huh? What are you saying just now? What? Is there something with your big sister that you're not satisfied with? This is not a question of being satisfied or not.
after we get off the plane, won't we be going off our own separate paths to do our own separate things?
That's right. So?
So...
The older sister smiled mysteriously, then tears off a few pages from her notebook. And begins scribbling.
Will you be able to protect the girls?
If it comes to that, if it's something within an ordinary man's ability.
No, that will not be enough. We assume that there is indeed a person from the past, the so-called HA, who took the Solium steel from the ruins of Yellowstone, and intentionally left clues behind. In that case, there is one thing that we can determine here. He or she must have felt that it was not safe for the Solium to remain there. Moreover, even moving into the United Kingdom and hiding it properly is not enough. Also, they felt the need to leave behind enough clues for future generations to inherit their own cause. So here comes the question. What kind of conflict of interest is it that will make someone go to such lengths to do this?
It's hard to say. Does the other party have a corresponding successor? Is it some organization that cannot be opposed by one person alone?
Well said. So, an organization that cannot be withstood by a single person, and that is also interested in Solium. In the world that we know of today, what are the possible answers?
I only know of one, but...
I also know of only one answer.
Do you mean?
Before the young man can utter a sound, the slender forefinger of the long-haired big sister is placed gently upon his lips. She gracefully moves her body, switches to the other side of Walt, and sits down in a more discreet location. Red lips linger near his eyes, and titillating whispers tease and tantalize his imagination. Shall we speak in whispers? It's just some private words between the two of us.
Okay. Alright. What the fuck, Honkai? Yeah. Do consider also this is not official translation, of course. This was translated by fans, which is probably why they're just using whatever words fits best without worrying about, like, you know, having to keep things PG or whatever. I guess that is a secret that we shall never know until later. Alright, what time is it? I can do another chapter, yeah. So now we're back in London.
You two, what are you on about whispering like that?
Twintails complains, while tossing everything she's carrying straight into Walt's arms.
Danger! That expression looks funny.
With great difficulty, the young man manages to grab one bag after another as they fly towards him in quick succession. In a state of panic, he spits out,
"We're in the middle of a street. What should we do if something breaks?"
You pay.
Tesla shrugs matter-of-factly.
You're being too much of a bully.
Since the Finn was left over on the other side to handle the translation and archaeological work, you shall now automatically assume his male duties.
Male duties? I mean, I guess this is the 80s? 90s? I don't know.
Is that too hard to understand? Oh, and if Blanc had not run off to Vienna, she could have also shared this manual task with you.
It's indeed hard to understand. Perhaps it'd be better to ask why a person like you had to go everywhere and buy bags upon bags of useless stuff. And wasn't it you who clearly said, no problem, you two can go ahead and leave us?
To translate for you, she's actually asking you what we were just talking about.
Einstein, who is leading the way by herself, stretches lazily and explains without looking back. At Walt. What? Is that really her intent?
Hey, I'm not that awkward, alright?
No, yeah, you are. So you should respond to her. Ains is introducing you to the history of Northern Ireland and the city of Londonderry. Something that Ains is very familiar with. Refusing to acknowledge Twintel's complaints in the slightest, Mophead speaks according to standard protocol, as though she were minding her own business. And in so doing, to show you how Celtic culture is gradually being eroded by Anglo-Saxon culture. Yes, now I shall be detailing the differences between Scotland, Wales, and Ireland.
What the...
After hearing the actual details of the conspirational whispering between Einstein and Weld, Delta's expression instantly brightened.
Last time you said you've been to Ireland. Was it actually here?
At that time, it was not easy to buy air tickets, so I left from here for New York by ship. Ship? It was the first time I left home for long-distance travel. I was quite happy, actually. Although the time spent on the journey was rather long.
Yeah. Was that 20 years ago?
Huh? Tesla? It was 9 years ago. Your answer was off by more than 10. 9 years ago, yes, sure, of course. 20 years ago? How old were you yourself?
Why do they hide their ages? Youthful big sister, okay.
According to the itinerary, today we will rest here for a day. Then we will cross the Atlantic. We have a rare day to spend on land. Is there anything you want to play?
Teacher, why are you acting like a child in school? Instead of wasting time playing, I feel it's better if we just find a comfortable place to do some light reading.
Fraulein Einstein, are you trying to make me happy or sad?
No, today you must accompany me and we shall do this and that together.
Let's go, we shall climb the city walls.
Oh, so she was with her also?
You still remember such things so clearly. I say, when I was 7 or 8, those places my grandpa took me to. I've long since forgotten what they're like. Anyway, it was in the Croatian countryside. Some backwater where birds won't even bother crabbing in. Wasn't particularly interesting anyway.
No, I also don't have much of an impression of what happened when I was young. It's just a coincidence that I retain this fragment of memory.
Huh?
But if one was interested enough in a place, they will naturally seek a lot of information about it. Slowly, one will become as familiar with the local customs as they are with the back of their hand.
It's indeed horrifying, a theorist's obsessive pursuit of knowledge.
At any rate, it's better than those experimentalists who blow the roof off at the drop of a hat.
Hey!
Oh, then that's better yet again than those experimenters who destroy the world at the flick of a switch.
That's even more outrageous!
Sudden narration.
So, on the 5th weekend of October 1955 AD, 3 young souls, 2 women and 1 man, in a burst of laughter and jeering, ascended the walls of Londonderry, the best preserved urban defensive structure in all of Europe since the Age of Enlightenment. At that moment, they would have never thought that, in this Irish city, they will experience one of the most important events of their lives.
Oh no. Oh no. That worries me.
Londonderry was originally only called Derry. Of course, it has nothing to do with the Delhi in India. Instead, it comes from the Irish der, meaning oak forest. Later, a London Chamber of Commerce came here to colonize and develop the land, so they assigned the prefix London to the city's name.
People from the colonial period seem to enjoy naming things like this. Whether it's New York or Rhode Island, there are no few examples of people directly copying a European place name.
Because it was a city developed by Londoners.
Should we be worried about that? Yes. What's the worst that can London? There is no actuary there. Now what I confess is that I know a teeny little bit about Welt's backstory. So I'm just here kind of waiting for everything to go downhill. But I'm sure it's not this visual novel, right?
Einstein continued her explanation unceasingly, completely ignoring the side commentary from Tesla.
Whether it was in the choice of location or the planning of its central urban district, in both respects the city deliberately imitated London. From the current point of view, the main difference is probably the water quality of the River Foyle is much better than the River Thames. The River Foyle is the main river that nurtures Londonderry, with its clear waters and rich biodiversity. Londonderry's position relative to the river and its estuary was intentional. The city planners deliberately imitated London's position relative to the Thames.
Ah.
Like the London City Wall, the Derry City Wall was also arranged in an approximate square or diamond shape. This was relatively rare for European cities.
Although she's just a walking Wikipedia. You know, she's a friend that you like ask just a random thing and they go use all Wikipedia on you.
Of course, compared to London, the names of the city gates here are much more arbitrary, such as the Shipquay Gate right in front of us. So named because the gate faces the quay for overseas shipping. Similarly, going clockwise from the east, we see such gates as the Ferry Quay Gate, Bishop's Gate, and Butcher's Gate. Derry is one of the few bridge cities in European history whose walls have never been breached since her founding. In 1689, she experienced a 105-day siege but was able to hold firm.
Be that as it may, ultimately, didn't it also have something to do with the remoteness of this place?
Twin Test returned somewhat incredulously. No. At the time, it was an important hub connecting the British mainland with her American colonies. And many Irish immigrants set off from here for the New World. Indeed, there is so much history. It feels like you've always been interested in Ireland, am I right? Actually, it all started here, from this very city. When you realize the beauty of a culture, you will voluntarily search and dig up more information. Ireland is such a place to me. Should it be similar to someone else's interest in India?
Indeed, I have read many books on Indian philosophy. However, unlike your situation, it is completely impossible for me to wholeheartedly embrace Indian culture.
Huh?
Is it really that hard to understand? A caste system that divides people into 4 classes, from high to low. Such a system should be extinguished.
That wasn't what I meant just now. Indeed. Tesla, you don't need to be so sensitive around such topics. Having said that, about that clue we specifically came for, do we really have a clear objective? Of course we do.
Oh, we weren't just touring the city?
Wait a moment. Right here.
What's she doing?
What was originally a mere jaunt around the 1 mile that is the Derry City Wall has now evolved into something more, as Mappa suddenly lies down in front of a cannon. On the wall, taking out a flashlight from her pocket and holding it in her mouth. Why so sudden?
Yes, indeed. What's going on here?
Walt and Tesla both seem puzzled. There are still 24 such cannons left.
Oh, so what's so special about this one?
Twinkle shrugs, conveying her confusion. This one is also nothing special.
Huh?
It's just that the pointer jumped. Einstein pulls out some army green device from her front pocket.
What's this? A Geiger counter? Is there a radioactive source here?
No. This is the trace Honkai energy detector that I let Ada convert from a Geiger counter some time ago. Doesn't it look fashionable?
Fashionable? I think it looks pretty intimidating.
Ah yes, the latest in fashion. Geiger counters.
Tintel sneers and turns up her nose at Muppet's fashion sense.
Wait. Who's Ada?
An assistant. Just an assistant. Not much different from that Finn. Rather than gossip about that, let's first find this information left behind by that other party.
Well, Muppet places her hands together in a style mimicking Sherlock Holmes.
The story may have just begun.
Here. After some length of time, Muppet, who had already been lying flat on the ground, points her finger towards a position on the underside of the cannon, and both companions also notice an abnormally painted layer of black pitch. Einstein glances around, and seeing that no one else is nearby, takes out a knife and scrapes the body of the cannon a few times. And a line of silver inscription is clearly revealed. The innocent queen has both her eyes blindfolded. H.A.
Oh, so this is like a treasure hunt now.
Queen? Is this somewhere from British history?
But what queen will be blindfolded?
It couldn't be just some ignorant rambling nonsense.
Is this some kind of metaphor? Like John the Baptist or Mary Antoinette?
Both were beheaded and killed. In particular, the death of John the Baptist is legendary for its extremely beautiful, quote-unquote beautiful, read thick and gratuitous description by Oscar Wilde in his play Salome. And we're gonna read it now! Woohoo! Thou wilt not suffer me to kiss thy mouth. Yochanan, John. Well, I will kiss it now. I will bite it with my teeth as one bites a ripe fruit. Yes, I will kiss thy mouth. John. I said it. Did I not say it? I said it. Oh, I will kiss it now. But wherefore dost thou not look at me, John?
Translator's note. The Chinese word used here is dar, which is a loan word from Japanese. Or yandere. Ah, okay. I see. I see. I see.
John the Baptist? Mary Antoinette? What do you mean?
I was just speaking nonsense. Don't mind me. Don't mind me at all. It's not like I have a fetish for wielding aesthetics or anything.
I don't understand at all. I am absolutely confused. Correct. Staying aloof from the awkward atmosphere brewing between the two, Muppet appears to arrive at an epiphany, slowly bringing her hands together into a single clap. The execution of Lady Jane Grey.
Huh? Ah! There's indeed such a painting. The subject of the painting, Queen Jane Grey, she's blindfolded, about to be executed by an executioner.
It seems that we may be spending the night on a boat. Tomorrow we shall be making a visit to the National Gallery. The next day.
Oh my god, this music. It's like a stock cold music.
Ascending slowly up a flight of steps and leaving Charing Cross Underground Station via a narrow exit, the group find themselves greeted by that iconic landmark of the Empire, Trafalgar Square. Perhaps symbolic of the fact that the sun never sets on the Empire. Even on a cold, wintry Monday, there is no shortage of tourists. So this is the center of Greater London. Looking at Nelson's column, towering and piercing through the clouds, Will cannot help but let out a sigh, with wonder and awe typical of a tourist. The inscription next to the memorial column indicates that it was built in honor of Admiral Horatio Nelson, the British national hero who led the Royal Navy to overwhelming victory against Napoleon's combined fleet at the Battle of Trafalgar in 1805, with the unfortunate cost of his own life. His resourcefulness was unsurpassed, and his valor was unmatched as the bravest of the coalition forces. Whether it was in the Atlantic, or on the Nile, or in Copenhagen, or at Trafalgar, he repeatedly led England to decisive victories. But in doing so he lost his right eye, then his right arm, and finally his own life. The British were not all crafty diplomats. They were also industrious folk,
a tenacious people willing to put their life on the line. But alas, the glory of the empire was too dazzling, and this in turn played no small role in obscuring and concealing the individuals who made great achievements in her name.
Only his right life, yeah. You know, to go with his right eye and his right arm. I love how they nerd out with all the descriptions. I'm like, how is this relevant to the story?
England expects every man to do his duty. Recalling Planck's warning on the plane, the young man named Walt once again makes a secret resolution to himself.
Huh? Where are the others? The art museum is to the north.
Einstein grudgingly pulls on Walt's sleeve.
Don't get lost. The items in your backpack are very important to us.
Tesla, who has long since been dissatisfied, takes this opportunity to double down on Walt.
How can someone like you ever survive when he's so oblivious to everything? I reckon, even though you train him like a pet penguin to go to the market and buy fish for you, he'll still end up getting lost.
Don't be mean to the guy with amnesia.
The National Gallery sits to the north, facing south, with a set of weathered, darkened Roman columns standing across the street from Trafalgar Square, silently narrating the glorious bygone days of the old empire. A heavy and profound history, laden with the sediment of life, is deposited upon the impassive architecture. This unique sense of oppression permeates through the gloomy cold haze of London, and occasionally reminds people of how formidable the violent institutions of nationhood and society can truly be. And the people who dealt regularly with these institutions, without the reckless bravery of Spartacus, the fierce cruelty of Robespierre, the astute wisdom of Benjamin Franklin, and the determined willpower of Vladimir Lenin, could they have really accomplished anything at all?
Interesting takes, Honkai.
Hey, wake up! Yeah, it's not as good as the British Museum, but it's still worth a visit.
Not satisfied with Walt's despondent and pathetic appearance, Tesla slaps him hard on his shoulder.
It's not like Tesla had said something weird.
Einstein, who is leading the way, also seems a little discontent.
Huh? What weird thing? Obviously it's the truth.
The state of one's emotions is born from the struggle between excitement and depression. Since you induce him towards one extreme, how can you blame him for not being at the other end?
No need to speak such baffling philosophizing nonsense. It's totally not cute.
Walt, what do you think? Excitement or depression? What is the essential force behind human life? Or should I say, human reason?
Your reason mentioned?
Or from the perspective of aesthetics, which one is more cute?
The young man, his mind still wandering, had clearly not paid any attention to Mopcat's question.
I think all girls are cute, no matter what they're like. Oh, why are you like this? Girls are justice. Oh, this is also so 2010. God, this is so old.
For some reason, Twinsel's face suddenly turns to a shade of red, then a shade of purple.
Oh.
Muppet seems unconcerned with the answer, or the fact that her original question remained unanswered.
I wanted to ask Mr. Well what he thought of the beauty of humanity, but I'll take that as an answer. What a mediocre man. What a
I forgot how to say that word. Mediocre? Yeah, whatever. Mediocre. Mid.
She gives him a hard flick on his forehead.
I love the stock sound effects. Random minor person. I didn't expect researchers like you to be interested in damage paintings.
One of the management staff speaks,
while leading the way in the rear promenade of the National Gallery. The pot-bellied, balding, obese, middle-aged man is holding his kind of wooden rack filled with hanging keys. The small metal keys clang incessantly against each other, in unison with his swaying, waddling steps.
A flood of the Thames in 1928 destroyed much of our collection, and even now the full extent of the damage has not been clearly appraised. The only thing certain is that the painting you're looking for is one of those in the ruined collection.
Wait, what do you mean by even now it has not been clearly appraised?
The other person's statement clearly refreshed in Tesla's mind, her acute awareness of bureaucratic inefficiency.
After all, there are more than 2,000 world-famous paintings in this museum.
The manager placed his hands in a helpless, conceding gesture.
How much damage each painting has incurred can only be evaluated when the restoration is complete. You must understand, a master can only restore 2 or 3 paintings in a year. It's all quite a troublesome affair.
So, this painting we are looking for, is it a work that is relatively low in priority for restoration?
Yes, it can be said so. After all, it is a modern work and it is difficult to rank above those other older, more classical works. Let me tell you, even the famous and most highly esteemed Turner has several artworks that have yet to be restored.
And in saying this, the fat balding uncle leading the group finally stops at the door of an old warehouse.
This is it. I'll enter with you.
Tesla's face makes an uncomfortable expression.
We are conducting research of a most confidential nature.
So I've heard.
The fat balding uncle does not budge.
Why do they always call him that? I don't care if you're MI5 or MI6, or whatever fancy getup. But in this museum, non-staff visitors must never be left unsupervised.
No problem. Einstein shrugs, indicating that she does not mind.
Let's go in together. I really appreciate your cooperation. At least this lady still has some common sense.
Cheh. I'm only cooperating for your sake. What is this stench?
Wet paintings, probably?
As the heavy door slowly opened with a creaking sound, a thick, musty scent, even heavier than the door, instantly permeates into everybody's nostrils. Even Tesla, who had once visited a century-old wine cellar in Vienna, is taken aback by the pungent odor.
After a painting is affected by damp moisture, a certain amount of oil-water admixture will form on its surface, and if it is sealed in an airtight warehouse at constant temperature...
Returning the door bolt to its locked position, the fat uncle coughs a few times.
If you think it through, the resulting product of fermentation, I'm afraid, is not much different from swill or hogwash in terms of its composition.
Please don't describe it so disgustingly.
It's the execution of Lady Jane Grey, right? No index cards have been made here, so we can only check them by hand, one by one.
With a mixed smile, the fat uncle makes a statement even more demoralizing than the thick, musty smell enveloping them. Despite having sustained flood damage, the cultural relics are still cultural relics after all. The fat uncle takes great pains to shout orders so that Will's actions can be synchronized with his own. There is still considerable weight in the picture frames, and the action of carefully lifting up and putting down each frame, repeated dozens of times, has already given both men sore hips and aching backs, their bodies dripping with sweat. The goddess of discord choosing the apple of contention in the garden of the Hesperides. There are a few Turners here, riddled with holes and scars. What a pity.
The destruction of Pompeii and Herculaneum. This one's already taller than me. Speaking of which, does anyone know the one we are looking for? How big is it? This painting. Will you two be okay?
Upon seeing a work that seems to be as tall as a football goalpost, Twinkles hurries forward to assist.
Miss, move a bit over there. Don't be more of a hindrance than help. Wow! Alright, young lad, I'll count to 3. 1, 2, 3, heave!
A board-shaped object, larger than the warehouse door, is lifted shakily from its stand. The burlap cloth wrap around the painting flutters about, raining down annoying puffs of dust. Both hands occupied, Will tries to hold back his knees, his facial features contorted to resemble a twisted pretzel.
Alright, well, let's continue to remove these rocks that are probably older than me.
Fat Uncle wipes the sweat from his forehead and very carefully opens the sleeve containing the oil painting, filled with copious stains, watermarks, and dust.
This is it?
As soon as the old sleeve cloth is peeled open, a bright ivory white comes into view of the floor around the painting. Upon a dim background, an innocent girl in a white dress is blindfolded, and an old man dressed as a priest leads her towards a cruel-looking chopping block. This is undoubtedly the execution of Lady Jane Grey, and it is in fact very well preserved.
Impossible. How could it be possible?
The fat uncle, who is apparently experienced and knowledgeable in the field of fine arts, almost dropped his chin for a moment.
My god, not even a trace of mildew.
But this painting.
Evidently tossing over other things, Twinkles holds up a magnifying glass and passes around to the back of the giant painting.
The signature area looks unchanged. Is there anything strange about this painting?
Why? Can this be considered miraculous enough?
Of course, Fat Uncle didn't understand what Tesla meant by strange.
Do you remember where this painting was previously displayed?
Oh, little lady, you ask about this.
Between laughter and tears, the fat uncle holds out his hands.
Yet during the 1928 flood, I was nothing more than an ignorant grammar school student.
Having thus understood that she was seeking information from an idiot, Tesla sticks her tongue out.
Not enough clues.
Clues?
Uncle Fat is still as confused as before, his mind in a fog.
I actually have a conjecture.
From Will's backpack, Einstein takes out a device that resembles a tube amplifier.
May I use it to scan the canvas?
Yeah, could it be? No, it can't be.
Seeing this, Tesla also seems to realize an incredible possibility.
This toy of yours, it doesn't release any radiation waves, does it?
Fat Uncle stares at the suspicious device with a guarded expression.
It just emits microwaves in a specific band. It has no destructive power. According to quantum theory, the ability of electromagnetic waves to affect molecules depends on their frequency, or wavelength. The higher the frequency, or the shorter the wavelength, the greater is its ability to alter molecular structures. In particular, as a kind of far-infrared electromagnetic wave, the frequency of the microwave is far from sufficient to change the molecule itself. So an object will merely be heated when exposed to microwave radiation, a property that is exploited in the microwave oven. Science! We're gonna be watching the econ in like 20 minutes. How long would it last? It will induce the activation of a certain rare element and cause it to separate from its original mixed state. Oh.
For a moment, Fat Uncle reacts with nothing more than rubbing his balding forehead.
Wait, are you going to use that toy to squeeze or drop something out of this canvas? It can't be understood as such. No. If I let you do that, wouldn't the painting be ruined? Unlikely.
Muppet takes out a flashlight from her pocket and shines it on the canvas from the side, at an angle.
I'm guessing it'll last like a couple hours. Now. Okay, so you guys let me know if anything interesting comes out, because after this I'm going to bed.
I can't stay up.
Indeed. Huh?
Father Uncle remains oblivious.
Please observe carefully.
The young girl explains while maintaining the angle of the flashlight.
Do you see? On the surface of the painting, there is a thin film. Protective lacquer? No, there is no protective lacquer that is able to keep a painting in such a pristine state.
Father Uncle's expression becomes even more confused. On careful inspection, it can be noticed that the film even has a slight metallic sheen.
What is this? I have never seen or heard of such a thing. If you permit, we can test it now.
Mopre begins cranking the handle of the machine in her arms.
I said that you are not allowed to damage the picture.
Father Uncle suddenly becomes anxious.
If we pull some kind of nonsense, you and I will all be deemed sinners against humanity. You are being overly dramatic. After we're done, this painting will simply become as fragile as the other normal collections.
This substance on the painting is very important to us. To just let it sit here, merely protecting a painting, may be a huge waste of its value. If you continue to refuse us, our organization will make use of other options. I don't mean to bring ill tidings, but when that moment comes, I fear that you and your staff will find that you've bitten off more than you can chew.
Sheesh, intimidation tactics much? Ugh. Little lady, I am not blind to reason. But even if the procedure is non-destructive, to the painting itself, I believe there is one thing you still need to explain clearly. Once you extracted that thin film, what value is there in it? From an ethical point of view, why should our art museum allow you to do such a thing? To foretell the fate of humanity.
Mopre speaks in an icy-cold voice like never before.
What?
Before Uncle Manager could recover from his dumbstruck state, Einstein has already aimed the machine at the center of the canvas.
Initiating resonant form soulium extraction. Everybody, please cover your ears. Oh, just in time. New chapter. Alright, let's save. And that should be chapter 8, right? Yeah, okay. Let me write that down before I forget. EVN. Now we're going to chapter 8. How many chapters are there? There's quite a few. Yeah, it's long. It's way longer than I imagined. It's 26. Sheesh! Okay, so we're gonna be running for a while. But it seems like... I mean, fucking Otto is here, so things are gonna start happening anytime soon. Sheesh! Alright, let's get back here for a little bit. Let me close this to get rid of the music. Good things, right? Yes, I'm sure. Only good things. Only good things happen in Honkai Impact. Always, all the time. Honkai Impact is just a story about girls loving each other. Nothing bad ever happens. Totally, absolutely. 100% confirm. Love and hope. Exactly. But yeah, so yeah, all the more reason for me to keep it going as much as I can. Because yes, again, I'm enjoying the visual novel a lot. Especially the cringe
2010 moments that you can tell like, oh yeah, this was definitely written in the 2010s. And it does overextend a little, I feel, sometimes, you know, when it goes into all the history stuff, the random nerd history ramblings. I mean, they're still fun, you know, I love learning some history, but it's like, why? Like, it's already long enough. you don't need to fill more words in there. Palpable cringe. Yeah, the palpable cringe. But yeah, I'm curious. I mean, it's also because I'm very curious to know more, like about the Honkai and wealth and everything. And I was told that this visual novel in particular has a lot of information about wealth and the Honkai and things. And I'm like, yes, the lore, the world building. I mean, they did touch on the previous civilization a little bit, because of course, it's a previous civilization. Of course, you know, just like in your frontline, there has to be a previous civilization that left mysterious technology that will surely not cause issues for present time people. Surely. But yeah, I'm gonna go get some rest. Totally not cause any kind of issues. Yeah, no, not at all. Next week we shall continue probably on Friday, or I might do Gears Roll on Friday. I don't know. It'll depend on how much I advance on this Saturday, since I probably want to stream next weekend. I'll think about streaming on Monday next week, maybe doing 5 days. But we'll see. Because like streaming every evening, it's kind of a lot. But I might just do Tuesday to Friday next week, and I might not stream on the weekend because my sister is returning that weekend. But we'll see. We're still in the middle of the week. I still have time to think about it. For now, I'll see you guys tomorrow to continue the divorce arc with Maple. Divorce gaming. Don't push it. Yeah, no, I don't want to push it. Like, I want to take advantage of the free time, but I also don't want to push it too hard, you know? Because otherwise, then I'll die. But yeah, tomorrow we kill the elephant of our daughter to make her cry because we are the parents of the year. Oh god, I can't wait. I'm so scared, but also I can't wait. But yeah, same time, 8 p.m. on my YouTube. We'll be here. We'll be continuing the divorce arc. I forgot that you forgot about how they went like, let's destroy your daughter's favorite toy. That is sure to make her cry. And how the guy was like, oh, you're a genius. Let's do that. She will cry so much. I mean, well, all of us were watching like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? Parents of the year, everybody. No wonder they're divorcing. Best parents ever. Oh my god. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. So yeah, tomorrow we shall continue. For now, I shall go eep. So thank you guys so much for coming, accompanying me in my Honkai journey. That is taking longer than it should because I am insane. But we take those. We take those W's. Maybe. But yeah, remember to take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Stay hydrated. I was gonna say something else. I forgot. Otsu, yeah, no, I forgot. Otsu honkers. I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Bye bye.